Hey guys, Youmuus here, and today we're doing a video on all the runes that are leaked so far. I'm thinking this is going to be the last little content drop of runes before they actually release it, so that's why I'm doing a video on this. They did 3 little content drops of runes, and now there's quite a bit of runes to talk about and to make into actual video. So let's take a look at the newest ones, and then we'll work backwards to the oldest ones. Here are the newest ones on forum post right now. This is 21 hours ago from Riot Rainboom. And they talk about changing some masteries into runes. Here is Dangerous Game changed into a rune. I'm not sure if this is a keystone rune, but it is the amplified version of Dangerous Game. And takedowns restore 15% of missing health. This is actually insanely good. 15% is very big, and takedowns are very easy to acquire. Takedowns are kills or assists. So if you're a tank and you have low health and like your team gets like a triple kill or you do a crazy wombo, you basically gain back half your health. So this is actually really good bloodlust here. I can see this being taken on tanks for sure. Not so much assassins, maybe if it fits with your playstyle, but definitely more tanks where the health actually really matters. Next up is Rune King's Tribute. This we've seen before in an older post, but this is basically Grasp of the Undying turned into a rune. And it's still the same, but I don't think it's that good. Grasp of the Undying was never really that crazy compared to the other keystones, so this in turn is not very crazy. So every 4 seconds in combat, your next attack deals damage to nearby enemies and large monsters equal to 3%. Okay, this is actually AoE. I misread it. So there's an AoE 3% damage, which isn't too bad to be honest, and it heals you for a fixed amount based on level, but still not very impactful. Maybe it could be used on some Nihilist and stuff will still probably use this. And then it talks about adaptive runes, which are basically runes that scale with level here. So this one is while above 80% health, gain 14 attack damage or 20 ability power, adaptive based on level. This means level 1, you're not going to gain 1480. That's fucking absurd, alright? That's like level 18, you gain that. Level 1, maybe you gain 2. And this actually seems perfect for assassins. Speak of perfectionists, alright? This is an amazing assassin mastery. Like Rengar, when he assassinates someone, he's always at full health. He always has the jump on someone. Assassins are always coming in from the ambush. So this is amazing for him. And it, talks back to perfectionists, basically saying like, you keep your health up for better trades. And then they talk about more sharper trade-off runes. This is a very interesting rune. I didn't think runes would like mess into items too much, but I guess with the new update, runes are gonna matter more about gold and items. But it's called Magic Footwear. You get free boots, so free 350 gold free 300 gold at 10 minutes. So that's already really good. Okay, so 300 gold at 10 minutes. That's already better than gold per 10 runes. And these boots grant plus 10 move speed. Even when you upgrade them and stuff too. So this is absolutely amazing. This is probably one of the best scaling masteries. Like if you think about gold per 10 runes right now, all the gold per 10 runes get stumped by this right now, just because like 300 gold at 10 minutes, that means at 10 minutes you get a free kill confirmed. Like all the gold per 10 runes right now is like you get 120 gold or 160 gold at 10 minutes. So this is basically doubling that, which is absolutely insane. And I thought you guys would like to see my insight on these stuff, because I'm not a very try-hard player. I like experimenting and thinking of new builds. So my perspective may be different from someone else's that reviews these. So yeah, let's take a look at some of the older ones. Here we have a lot more basic kind of runes. Alright. Like I said, here we have one keystone rune and then the inspiration rune. These are 2 big ones. And then from then on, you do weaker and weaker runes, right? So these are some of those weaker runes. This is, of course, not going to replace Bloodlust. We have Stone Skin, gain 5 armor, which is already really good. 5 armor is how much? 5 armor is 100 gold. So this is basically 300 gold and plus 2 per nearby champion. This can go up to 300 gold's value because a cloth armor is, 15 armor is 300 gold. So this is pretty insane. We have the MR version of that, which is worth a little bit less, I think, right? Is it worth a little bit less? No, it's worth more. It's worth more because MR costs more. And basically, these are just really solid on tanks. Perfect for early game duelist, top lane and such. I can see me taking this on Tryndamere even though I don't want to get tanky. It's very good for level 1 all-ins. 5 armor is amazing. Fortified Mind is worth even more. If the enemy has balanced AP and ADs, you want Fortified Mind instead because magic resist is harder to obtain than armor. Then we have Discipline after 10 minutes. This is like basically a scaling version of these two, alright? After 10 minutes, gain 10 armor and MR and 2 per nearby enemy. So this is like, if you don't want the early game tankiness, maybe you're playing a really passive laner. Someone that can guarantee survive the early game. What's someone that guarantees survive the early game? someone that can just perma wave clear or something. I can't think of a tank champion right now that can perma wave clear. But if you can get one of those champions, I'm thinking Vel'Koz for some reason, but for any reason, if you want to go tank Vel'Koz, alright? Vel'Koz can permanently wave clear and be safe until 10 minutes and can guarantee this bonus, so that would be a lot better than these two. Oh, maybe Maokai. Maokai can wave clear pretty good. Doesn't need the early game too much. Speaking of Maokai, this next one we talked about would be pretty good with Maokai again. We talked about that one last time. And then there's some more minor runes and stuff here, plus 100 health permanently and minus 10 damage to champions until 10 minutes. So this is basically perfect for someone like Nasus, where he's not going to fight early, and the extra health is going to help him survive. It doesn't matter if he does a little bit less damage to enemy champions, because he's not going to fight them anyway. So this is a very, very good tank one here. Minus 10% damage to champions and monsters is really big, to be honest. Like, minus 10% for a tank is like, it's like losing about a 400 gold early game, but 400 gold is about 100 health anyway. So this one, I'd say scaled. If you want to fight with this mastery, it basically does about nothing, but if you just want to survive, it's good. It's kind of like the third path, like the path of least resistance. You don't want to fight him, you're a pacifist. And then they even talk about if you like champions like Nasus and CDR, they got you for a 45% CDR build, plus 5% cooldown reduction, plus 5% max cooldown reduction. This basically means they're removing the intelligence mastery, and they're going to rework that. Because if you can go up to 50% cooldown reduction, that's going to be nuts. I can't wait to make videos on that if that's true. But basically 5% cooldown on basically everything, even runes. So some runes do have cooldowns. Like this has cooldown, like every 4 seconds, so minus 5% off here basically. So this is, yeah, very good for cooldown based champions. And this is one of my favorite ones here. Stone credit. Alright, when you can enter debt when you buy items. The amount of gold you borrow increases over time. Debt limit 150 plus 5 minutes. So at the start of the game, you start the game with 650 gold. That's pretty crazy, guys, alright? I wish you can start the game with a little bit more. Maybe you start the game, clear your first wave, and then TP back, and then you can buy a tier, maybe? Yeah, you can definitely do that. So this scales up to about, like, then you have about 780 gold after your first wave. Go back, buy a tier, get in lane, and you have tier in about 2 minutes if you use this one and use TP, which is pretty crazy. So, but they do charge you an extra $50, 50 gold per landing. So if you want to buy a ruby crystal and you have 250 gold, you buy the ruby crystal, right? And then they actually charge you an extra 50 there. So it doesn't scale too well, but if you want to hit that nice power spike really early, or get some cheesy early game items like my Twitch build where you can get the Mobies. You can get the Mobies with this super quick, like probably get level 3 Mobies in Roam Bot. That'll be pretty fun. But those are all the runes from here, and then back to the beginning one where they talk more about keystones. These are the very powerful ones, right? But you guys probably seen this, so I'll go over these pretty quickly. They go over 2 keystones here, which is Berserk, and we actually have videos of these. Berserk is when you attack the enemy, right? If you attack up to 6 seconds or be in combat for 6 seconds, it increases your attack speed by 60%, and it breaks your attack speed cap. That is very important, because lots of champions that want lots of attack speed usually build it anyway and break the attack speed cap. So this is amazing on someone like Kog'Maw. Imagine Kog'Maw going back to like 3.1 attack speed. Oh man, this is crazy. Kog'Maw was the sweet spot for Kog'Maw anyway, for 3.1, 3.2 attack speed, because it was still kiteable and you didn't have to stand still. And then we have Pixie. Your attacks and abilities send Pixie to a target, which shields an ally by 40 to 120 based on level, but deal damages to enemies. So basically this is a new support kind of mastery. Or maybe if you want to be a burst mage, try this out with LeBlanc or something. But here, let's have a look at it. So if you click on an enemy here, an ally here, it gives them a tiny shield. The shield is like 3 times stronger than the damage, so you're gonna want to shield more times than you want to damage. So this is mainly a support thing. And as you can see, when he damages volley, does basically no damage there. But it does scale very minorly with AD/AP. And then we have some more major runes. These are pretty exciting too. Overheal. They also show Overheal here. Where is it? Here's Overheal. Energy Gangplank eats the orange, gets a tiny shield. This is very good for life sustain, free sustain champions like Swain maybe. Swain, when he pushes the wave, he gets a free shield. Aatrox for sure, turns on W, autos few time, gets extra 10%. It's actually very good for Aatrox and champions like that can get free sustain. Helps you really survive lane, and helps you survive all-ins, which is very important. Aatrox and GP and these champions are very susceptible to all-ins, and this will really help sustain champions with all-ins. Amazing mastery. Then we have Zombie Ward. Very interesting flavor in this one. After attacking an enemy ward, it becomes a friendly ward. It probably only has 1 health, and it's visible, so it becomes like a blue trinket ward kind of, and lasts for 180 seconds, doesn't count towards your ward limit. Very good for supports that are actually doing their job. They go through, they sweep the jungle, kill about 2 wards, get about 2 wards of value. Very, very good. Amazing mastery again. And then we have some more minor runes. This one is actually really good for being a minor rune. Overcharge basically gives you scaling CDR up to 10%. 10% CDR at level 10 is really good. I always take scaling CDR on Tryndamere because I build Essence Reavers 30%, and then late game I get the other 10% from runes. And getting 10% at 10 is very, very good. This is possibly one of the best minor runes. Not to mention if you accidentally overcap on CDR or want to build some more CDR items, like situationally, like say you're playing against lots of AP and you want to build Spared Visage but you overcap, that actually gets converted to AP and AD adaptive. So it's actually like really, really good. I feel like this should definitely be a major rune instead of a minor rune. This is way stronger than this in my opinion. But yeah, and then there's Essence Thief, which people are overhyping a lot. This is not that good. Gain 1 permanent health when a minion dies near you is not good at all. This means after laning phase, you get about 100 bonus health, which is about 100 health at 11 minutes or so, which is not very good. And then late game, you very rarely see too many minions die in your path. So I'm thinking of even as a top lane carry that wants to split push, you usually only see about 300 CS die. And that's not very strong because health per level at level 18 gave you 216 health anyway. And you didn't have to split push all game to see minions die and stuff. But yeah, actually you get to group for this too, I guess, kind of. Late game, this gives you on average, I say 150 to, in super late game scenarios, 300 health. Which, back in that late game, it doesn't matter too much anyway. Scaling health was faster in this. I don't think this one's too good personally, but yeah. Maybe it'll be fun to do this with Scion and run some more percent health things and just be super, super healthy. Here you go. Here's a look at all the runes. By the way, all the runes are free now, alright? Which is amazing. So here's the gate, more of this. And here's some more runes. These runes they better be really minor runes because these are terrible. Like, these are absolutely terrible. 10 out of combat move speed per bounty hunter stack. 10 move speed is not worth that much gold, and compared to bounty hunter back then, which was 1% bonus damage, it is definitely worth more than 10% out of combat move speed. And you can get up to 50 out of combat move speed, but that's not very good. 50 out of combat move speed for 5 kills. I'd much rather have 5% extra damage. And then there's Ignigus Hunter, 5% active CDR per bounty stack. This basically helps you with your active items, but I can't think of an active item I want to spam too much other than Youmuus, of course. So I don't think this is very good. What junglers would use this? This is mainly a jungle mastery, by the way, because top laner, you're never going to fight everyone. Mid lane, maybe you can use this a bit, but maybe Akali can use this because her gunblade cooldown is very, very important, and she gets lots of kills anyway. And this is 2% spell vamp per bounty stack. Akali can kind of use this one too. This is probably the least bad out of all of them. Has Rang on it, XD. But yeah, it goes up to 10%. 10% spell vamp is actually pretty big. So yeah, this is probably the best out of all of these. If you have to choose, I would choose this one. And then at the end, we have some more resolve tree ones they talk about. We've seen this one, right? And there's Don't Panic. Shields and heals are 5% stronger, increase to 10% on targets below 40% health. I hope this means on yourself too, because then it would be very good on champions like Aatrox and stuff. When you're low, you have 10% bonus, synergizing with your passives, tripling the healing anyway, and it becomes really, really good. So yeah, this one's pretty good on supports, sustain tanks, kind of the wind speakers, but a weaker tamer version. And then there's Panic, gain 10% move speed towards nearby allies that are CC'd or enemies that you CC'd. Very interesting on this one. Maybe Sejuani Leona with these long range initiates would really like this, because the range of their initiates are about 1500. So Leona R's in, stuns them, walks up faster, hits the E, or she can go in to save some teammates and stuff. Very, very good. So that's all the runes and masters we have so far. I don't think they're going to do too many other big leaks. If they do, I'll probably update you guys on Twitter and all that, so check out that. But yeah, I really enjoy all these runes and masteries. As someone that has 19 rune pages and almost all the runes, I even have spell vamp runes and all that. I really, really love runes. I love the pre-game of it because I like doing cheesy kind of builds and all that. So I love this kind of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me explaining to you all the runes and stuff and my perspective on them. Is Youmuus signing out, and I'll see you guys later.